back on the road again, baby. So let's do a full show review. AEW is officially back on the road. This is Near Reality Entertainment, The WrestleVerse, presenting AEW Road Rager Dynamite 2021 full show review. Trying to do this out for a little test on down the road. Okay, I got done watching Dynamite, and everything, and having some fun with some friends of ATW. Shout out to them. This was so good, so damn good. Like, back on the road again in Miami, and it was such a wild ride. I was having fun. I was energetic. I was hyped. I was got some couple surprises, and I got some what I thought was missed opportunities because my god, that was fun. Oh man, and I don't even like the it missed opportunity, therefore it sucks. No, more like the oh my god, this was so good, but it sure could have been better. Like okay, the South Beach strap match. Okay, Cody and QT Marshall. Yeah, I didn't care for this match. It was okay, but it was just a good way to get the things flying. And yeah, it's just that yeah, it didn't really go the way I had hoped. Like Anthony Ogogo, he was kind of not really. He would look like he was gonna be the guy that beat Cody at Double or Nothing, but then they changed it and went with Cody winning because Cody must be Homelander Rhodes, Homelander Rhodes, and whatnot. And I'm expecting him to go crazy soon. Uh, Especially what happened during the match. So what happened during the match was the thing that was basically the highlight of the entire match. Yeah, that's kind of telling how bad it was in terms of less interested. But I was watching this and the lights go out and you're thinking, is something going on? Did the power go out? Because I do know there's a storm going on since Tropical Storm Elsa is making her way through, and it's only a matter of time till people start making memes and jokes saying Hurricane Elsa is finally coming to let it all go and bullshit like that because we gotta go Disney and make Hurricane Elsa a publicity stunt. Uh, yeah, so yeah, yeah. So that match was just okay, just 2 stars for me, but uh, it's more than made up that this is the end of the feud. That we're done. We're done with it, everybody. We can move on. We can move on from it. Say goodbye to the pandemic era Daily's Place feud and say hello to what happens later in the night. Sean Spears went on TV and cut a promo talking about how he had delivered the second greatest chair shot in wrestling today. The first being his one delivered to Cody Rhodes, Cosmic. And Sammy then goes ahead and comes in a flying chair and whacks Sean Spears with it, saying, "Gotcha, boom. This is far, far from over." So we're getting a chairs match, right? That's where this is going, right? And then Kenny Omega comes out and summons Don Callis. Kenny, by God, Omega, by God, bigger than Ibushi, bigger than Gotch, and all that. But oh man, he's fun. And then they about how they made history because they've done this for the last several months, and he doesn't have his titles with him besides the AEW title, so I'm pretty sure Impact's pissed about that. And then we get a continuity mention. You got fired. You got fired. So that means people are watching Impact, so this is working, despite the Access TV issues that ratings are getting. But we also got to acknowledge that Twitch happens on there, so more people are probably watching on Twitch than they're actually watching on, well, Access TV. And they talk about how they beaten everybody and how it's going to be fight for the fallen and whatnot in a few weeks. And then fans start chanting, "We won, Hangman, Cowboy shit. We won, Hangman, Cowboy shit." And Don tells us what we want, and then the Dark Order's music, Dark Order. And in comes Evil Uno, and he gives his massive speech and says, Uno spent the last few minutes listening to Omega and his weird uncle talk, and he asks some questions, and then tells Don Callis, "Let the man speak." Omega and Uno brings up, "Why are you ignoring the crowd? Why are you ignoring the #1 ranked wrestler? Why is he so afraid of Evil Uno's friend?" And Omega says, "I have a question. What's the capital of Thailand?" Bang! With the crotch attack. So there's that fun. And Gallows and Anderson come in to beat down the Dark Order. I'm surprised they haven't used the Kid on that. The kids, so since they're going on tour, the Kid's probably heading back home, so they can't use them as much. So there, we can move on from that, from the whole conspiracy that AEW's exploiting him. Because we have no evidence to prove that, and the mother has clearly come out and said that that's not the case multiple goddamn times. And then Hangman comes and makes the save to protect his buddies in the Dark Order. And he gets this moment where he could go for the buckshot lariat, repeating what was happening at Revolution prior to the pandemic. And you're just thinking, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He doesn't do it because there's still that conflict. Because to him, Kenny's still an old friend of his, and the wounds are still there. But he goes in and confronts Kenny Omega, and the crowd goes wild, and this is the main event of All Out. If it's not, then it's the main event of Full Gear. Like, a lot can happen within the next couple of weeks. He could lose a match and then be knocked down the rankings, and has to go back up and wait till Full Gear to get his opportunity to become the next champion and fulfill the fantasy of a 3-year epic saga. That's what I'm saying. It's a 3-year saga, and damn it, I love it. And Anderson on the apron distracts, and Paige sends him off. Omega runs away. Oh, the coward. The coward! There's only one person he's afraid of, though. The Ace. Then we cut to Jim Ross having his sit-down interview on the chair with Darby and Ethan, and on either side, he tells both men, "I'm disgusted and I'm uneasy. I botched last week and I am a meme now, and the Tribalists are using it to take shots at my life." And they both talk about how they're ending careers and whatnot, and I'm just like, Jim, you got it wrong, man. You got it wrong. Darby probably wants to end Ethan Page's career. Ethan Page literally has tried to kill Darby on like several occasions, and he has screamed at the top of his lungs saying he will put him in the coffin and nail it down. So one wants to end the career, the other wants to go and commit mass murder. So a far cry from Karate Man that we got an Impact at the end. And yeah, Ethan goes ahead and talks about how he made Darby, and Darby was a nobody, and I was 12 years in by the time Darby joined, and yeah, and okay, the whole "I made you, you didn't make yourself, I made you." And okay, I don't know much about Darby's career, so if that is the case, okay, fine. But and he's vowing to take him out in the coffin match, which was originally supposed to happen this episode of AEW Dynamite Road Rager, but apparently there was some issue that got one down in Florida, and like they didn't want to do it because it would have been too uncomfortable. And Jim Ross closes it out saying he doesn't have an easy feeling about this. Oh no, I don't believe it. The guy who was having to witness a guy get thrown down this concrete stairway has an uneasy feeling. I am so shocked. Can we please explain this? And Ethan says, "Yeah, you shouldn't." And then we get the trios match. The Pinnacle the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle, and with Tully Blanchard and Conan, and pretty solid tag match. It was about close to like 9, maybe 10 minutes, and it was pretty damn fun. But Conan, because he's an idiot for some reason, decides to enter the ring and attack Royal with a sock. Yeah, that's gonna end badly. And Tully trips him down, and Pinnacle is happy while Ortiz and Santana check on Conan. And I'm thinking now, is Conan going to stick around and be a manager for LAX when the Inner Circle eventually goes their separate ways? Because I would love that. Meanwhile, Carl Anderson goes and talks about his time in Japan, pontificating his moments of life in Japan, beating down people, being part of Bullet Club, baby, and subsequently helping dominate things, be the machine gun of wrestling. And then he talks about the IWGP US title and his history of John Moxley. And that Moxley makes him sick. As thus, he is just stating that he will take on John Moxley Brothers, for the IWGP United States Championship at Fyter Fest Night 1, which means we got an Impact contracted wrestler fighting an AEW contracted wrestler for a New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP sanctioned belt on TNT. We're living in a world where that exists. Woo! So be proud for that. Though people are going to probably get mad about it. MJF is already out, and Jericho's music is here, and then the standoff happens, and it all goes to hell rather quickly because a guy in the crowd tries to attack. And considering this is the anniversary of a certain group's formation and heel turn, yeah, that was the thing. And then he says he doesn't blame Jericho. Everyone wants the rub and how he's king. MJF goes ahead and brags about he's king and calls everyone white trash and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. But then Jericho says that he should just let the person that came in try to beat MJF up be beaten down. But he's Chris Jericho. He won't back down from them. Regarding a special stipulation where he'll fight for the stipulation MJF chooses. He'll expect a stripped. He'll stand in front of a truck. He'll swim in a lake filled with and walk through the trials of hell. And how he says, "I'll even have sex with your mother." Again, much to MJF's anger. But I was like, okay, that's good. You missed an opportunity there. MJF could have reversed that card, and instead said, "Oh, so you really want to go there with me?" And then he brings up Jon Moxley's past and talks about his feud with him in AEW. And I was thinking, man, you had the perfect chance to bring up, I know you can't say the company's name, but you can still reference the match, what about that time when you and Jon Moxley went at it and had 69 tacks put into you, which we must add will be the closest you ever get to 69 in your life. And the crowd goes, ooh, man, that would have been perfect. MJF style would have done it. Oh, man. And then MJF describes that he will go through the labors of Jericho, baby. And that if he can't win any of them, and the fifth stipulation will be Jericho and MJF one more time, and when MJF beats him, he will understand that MJF is better than him, but the 4 labors he must go through all depend on random opponents, probably the Pinnacle, and different stipulations, which means he has to beat them all in order to get to MJF. The gauntlet of trials, Hercules trials. And yeah, Jericho calls himself the God of Battle. Okay, the God of Thunder, Thor, Zeus, Odin's son. I know I'm referencing Norse mythology and Greek at the same time. The God of War. And he will beat MJF and ruin his life the way MJF tried to ruin his. Jericho signs and prepares to leave, saying that, but then MJF yells and says, "We ain't done with this. We gotta shake hands. I have the honor agreement." And then Jericho hits him with a Judas effect after they shake. So, yeah, that was a thing. So, and MJF's like, dude, looking at the lights. Meanwhile, Britt Baker is backstage with her buddy Tony Schiavone, and oh man, oh god. So this is what. So Britt Baker cuts the most lethal promo shot against WWE, where she goes ahead and says how that Khan should feel terrible about how she makes millions, draws in millions, for what? So Vicky can bring Andrade? Reba's knee exploded and she almost died. But hey, you have Andrade. And then she goes for the throat. So you can enjoy your blood money, and maybe next week AEW can run in Saudi Arabia. We're doing it! We're going to address the damn controversy! Yes! Yes, we're fired up again! Yeah, this show's been on fire the whole time, and then Andrade comes out and wears the black mask. Like he's Black Mask from Batman. Yeah. And Andrade El Idolo takes on Matt Sydal, and they had a pretty freaking good match. A great way to show it. But, oh man. It was a 7-minute, 37-second fight, and oh god, Andrade El Idolo has not missed a step. He has not missed a step at all. Andrade will vanquish all and become world champion. And Matt Sydal was good, as always. And Matt Hardy and Christian Cage get their shots in on each other on video packages. And then Tony Schiavone comes out and holds the mic for Arn Anderson. How he must be in a good mood. And Arn says he's great to be in Miami tonight. How they missed the crowd and just wants to get right into it. Then the lights go out, and now you realize this is not a storm. It's the end. Tommy End arrives. And he black masses Arn Anderson to hell. Cody enters the ring to protect Arn. Yeah, kind of late on that. And then you realize something. The intricacies in this complex narrative they're now doing. So, Tommy End, who is now going by the name, according to the commentator, says they bring up his name, Tommy End, and then he says, no, he said he was calling himself Malachi Black, continuing off the Tommy End lore of Aleister Black. But, yeah, he is wearing all black gear, all black suits and clothing, and Cody's dressed in white. The darkness and the light collide. And we get the black mask delivered to Cody, and you're just like, damn it, I have to watch a Cody match now. To all the people who hate Cody Rhodes. Oh, it's like he's the worst thing to happen to wrestling since. Yeah. But yeah. And then they show this purple bruise on Tommy End's face, on Malachi Black's face. He's calling himself Malachi Black now. I was kind of hoping he'd stick to Tommy End, but then I was thinking, like, since Tommy End has been revealing all this intricate lore and stuff he's been designing, it kind of makes sense that he would call himself Malachi. black. But he has the bruise, this purple bruise all over his face, makeup most likely. I'm pretty sure it's not a real bruise. But there's one thing I loved about this more than anything. The eye. He still has the damaged eye Seth Rollins gave him during his time in WWE. Which means we're getting a continuity connection with WWE. Yeah, we're getting logic. So now WWE has unofficially contributed to AEW's success. They have given so because of Nick Khan's boundless ruthlessness, he has just given AEW Aleister Black, Tommy and Malachi Black. Way to go, Vince. you import. Okay. They got and this is before the 90-day no compete clause. So he was clearly the one that managed to get out of the 90-day no compete clause, and he didn't go back to WWE like they were like I'm pretty sure Vince was hoping for. So we get that. That was awesome. Awesome moment. The crowd goes wild. It's just insane. I loved it, every second of it, and. Oh, Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes is gonna be a thing. I really do think that. And by God, I'm gonna love every freaking moment of it. But that's later down the road, probably all out, and we're going back to the present. In the past. Earlier, Ricky Starks is in the ring with his own paid security to explain he is not clear to compete yet, and then. Yeah, Taz is pissed about this because it's embarrassing for him. And Ricky cuts him off, which means he's a dead man. It says Cage doesn't know the meaning of teammate, and if it means protecting himself, then after he becomes FTW champion, he will party like one. But where he's from, he says the W stands for wife. And I'm talking about Cage's wife. Yeah, I'm going to commit adultery. Wait. Cage came out and was ready to kill Starks, but Starks escapes, and then he just takes out the security guys. Yeah. But we at least got ECW chance in an AEW product. Then we get the Bunny and the Blade. Shout out to a certain friend of mine who's a huge fan of Allie, for various reasons. Mostly because she's awesome. Versus Kris Statlander and Orange Cassidy freshly squeezed. Now, I was actually kind of hoping this would hopefully get to an intergender type quality because they have the game with the intergender match coming up next year. So I was hoping for at least some of that. And it did look like the Bunny and the Blade would actually win, but then they failed miserably because they were too busy celebrating their own bottomless stupidity. So good luck with that. But... Oh, we get to this. So we got MMA fighters, very famous ones in the mixed martial arts world, show up, and then we get Dan Lambert, who touts and rants and rages on AEW, goes all old school, mentioning wrestling championship wrestling from Florida. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's heard of that in a long time. And how he would watch guys like Eddie Graham, Valentine, Terry Funk, Harley Race, Briscoe, and Rhodes. After Rick Rude, he had turned it off. Wrestling has gone downhill since the 90s, and the product has unwatchable. Much to every WWE tribal has. Now I was like, okay, this is awesome. He knows how to hold himself in there, so he's gonna get killed most likely. But I really, really wish he said, "Oh, I rather watch something up in Titan's Towers." And I'm pretty sure that would have made everyone in the crowd want to strangle him because how dare you you mention that place? How dare you praise them? How dare you like them? How dare you even express an opinion about it? Because that would have really pissed off everyone there to go ahead and say, I rather watch Titan's Towers. Come on, Tony, hire me. I can be a writer. I can help contribute. I can come up with some promo lines. And yeah, then Archer comes out and he's ready to kill him. And he does, then hits the blackout. So that was fun. And then we get our main event of the evening. The AEW World Tag Team Championship Street Fight. The Young Bucks versus Penta El Zero Miedo Gon Jr. I prefer calling himself Pentagon Dark. And Eddie, my man Kingston. And this was a kind of freaking awesome street fight. Really awesome. Awesome. It was gangster warfare. Yeah, it was gangster warfare, all right. You had everyone involved in their storylines. The Good Brothers, Don Callis, the young boy they have as their executive assistant, the Young Bucks' war. You got Eddie Kingston and Pentagon Jr., Pentagon Dark, taking on the tag team title champs. And then you got the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, going out to hunt down the Elite, take them down one by one. So far, he's failed at that because every single time he's kind of made things worse, except on one occasion, and that was just to get them the victory. Though that was mostly because of Michael Nakazawa's idiocy. Thanks to Michael Nakazawa. In fact, I'm surprised they haven't super kicked him. Oh wait, they did during the match because that was funny. But then he came back, so he's better at selling than the refs are. He's worse at selling than the refs are, and they're out for like 20 minutes. And the Young Bucks and the teams, oh god, this was a freaking wild match. Wild brawl, hot crowd. The crowd just makes it better. It wasn't a technical masterpiece like the spot style that the Young Bucks are known for. This was just brutal warfare, gangsta warfare. And I'm ready for they really need to do something to make the Elite Hunters versus the Elite. Like they gotta do something with that. I know they can't do. I don't think they'll do Blood and Guts again because, well, that should be saved once a year, in my humble opinion. But they have to make a special match for the Elite Hunters, Pentagon Dark, Death Triangle members Ray Phoenix and Pac, along with Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, and Frankie Kazarian versus the entirety of the Elite. Let's do it. Do it! Just come up with a match first. And sure enough, and then Frankie Kazarian gets magic killed. So that was fun. He's out for the rest of the match. But then Eddie Kingston goes ahead and uses thumbtacks. And Matt grabs a bunch of tacks and tosses them in Eddie's face. And that's gotta hurt. Penta then with a trash can. He smacks Matt and Nick on the apron. Penta with a high kick. Penta to the top. Nick with right hands and elbow to Nick. Penta goes up top, and then Nick lands a off the top rope, on landing Pentagon Dark in thumbtacks, and nope, the cover's not there. Broken up by Eddie shoving Nick into the pin and getting tacks on him. He begins to make one last stand against the Bucks, and then they land the super kick. Then Nick grabs tacks and tosses them into the face of Pentagon, then kicks Penta out of the ring, and then they put thumbtacks in the mouth of Eddie Kingston. Super kick. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Made it. Yeah. And the Young Bucks almost lost. If they had taken down the ref, they would have tapped out to Eddie Kingston. So that beat the record. So now Hangman has to find a way, with the Dark Order's help and probably the rest of the Elite Hunters, they're going to have to find a way to combat the Deadly Alliance of Bullet Club USA. Oh man, and then we got Fyre Fest Night 1 and Night 2, and then we got Fight for the Fallen. AEW stacking their shows up for the return of the Crowd era. And I'm excited. I really am. This was such a fun show. very great show, and I'm looking forward to all the and everything kind of felt important. Everything felt important to me. That's saying something. Like none of the stuff had filler, and even the stuff that was filler, like the Dan Lambert thing, was actually fun and actually had a purpose just to put AEW on the map more with mainstream exposure, with MMA wrestling. I mean MMA, mixed martial arts fighting, and it was damn fun. It was damn fun. Lance Archer had fun, I'm pretty sure, having his King Pete Rose moment. So yeah, I love this show. Oh god. Oh, oh man. It's the return of the crowds full time for AEW. They're in Miami. They're going to be in Texas next week and the week after. And then they're going to go touring around the USA. Then we got to get to Chicago. Then we got to get to Grand Slam. And then we got to get. Do it! I'm gonna love every moment of it. I really am. I'm gonna love this. And if they keep, and since there were rumors going around and reports going around that they're gonna go for a stacked product every week as much as they can, just to hype up the energy of the crowd out. If they can keep a consistent level here and yet balance everything out, and do a stellar card at All Out and beat out all their previous shows up to that point, the this is gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna have fun. So this was Neo Reality, the WrestleVerse, presenting AEW Dynamite 2021 Road Rager. AEW back on the road again. Full show review. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all next time. This is Eric Brown, your host. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and take care, everyone. Have a good day and stay safe.